Hello and welcome everybody to Crypto Rosetta. My name is Savage and today we're going to be looking at BNB. Before we jump into the price action, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're enjoying the content, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video. And why not leave us some feedback down below in the comment section. Also in the description you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It is free to join. Okay, so let's get into the fun stuff. So primarily, I am still anticipating a lower move down here. We were talking about this ideal location of coming back down towards this 272.6, towards this 241.1. There are a couple of ways of looking at this move, and we're going to go over them. But effectively, in the shorter term, this is what I'm keeping an eye on. If we do get a move to the downside, the one-to-one that I'm looking for is this 274 area. We can argue that potentially this B wave has completed into this high point, or alternatively, we can argue that we are still within this B wave. So, what would we be expecting if we are looking for that potential? Well, what we'd be looking for is the fact that this could become an A, B, and a C to the upside. And what we'd be then looking for, I'm going to go into this now in a bit more detail. What we'd be looking for is something like this to play out. Though we need to bear in mind, like I said, this could just be a completed B wave in here, so we could actually be looking for basically this move to continue to break down if we fail to keep moving up above some of these key areas here. If we fail to take some of these high points and ultimately this high point here of this 327 area, we do have that potential to continue extending where we form these as additional legs where we come back up, face rejection and towards that 50% to that 786 area, and then actually look to continue to break down and then potentially I have drawn this within a channel here, so it'll be interesting to see how we react around the top end of this. We do have we actually have 5 touch points at the top here, so this could actually look to break, but we'll have to keep an eye on it. If we do break above this channel line, what I'd want to see if we're looking for bullish potential is actually a retest and then looking to potentially move away from it. Okay, so what are we looking for here? This would be looking for that potential of this as an A, B, and a C to the upside. So this would potentially still fit into that corrective pattern where this could then become an A, this a B, and then we look for that C wave to come down at a later point. This would actually look to push up and trap some traders here, and then use that potential to actually push the price to the downside. So this is something we need to be aware of. If we do start to push to the upside here, and we only form a three-wave move towards that 342 zone, we could still look for that potential to actually have a more violent sell-off. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. There is nothing confirmed with this. And like I said, we have some key areas of resistance here. And I'm just going to throw them on. Where are they? Yeah, this 322.9 to this 311.2 area, moving up into this zone in only a three-wave move would then make me think that we're going to get a continuation to the downside. So we're going to have to keep an eye on this. Um, we are looking for that potential, but really, if we lose this 295.5, then the C wave target becomes unlikely, and would have to actually treat this 5 wave move here as part of a corrective structure. So that would mean that if we do get a rejection and we actually take this low, that this has to be a flat correction here. And what we'd then be looking for would be continuation to the downside, and we'd potentially then have to treat this as an A, a B, and then a C, or W and X, and then looking for that continuation. So there's two ways of looking at it really. We can then count this as a B, and then this is a W, X, and a Y, and then we'd look to actually potentially come back down here and retest the bottom of this channel, and potentially come to look to retest this lower area here of this 282.8. If we do actually break down into this range, it'd be interesting to see whether we do hold this area. If we do hold it, then we could still get that same idea where we could still look for that C wave to the upside, except depending on whether this breaks this or this origin point or not, this could then actually look to play out as a flat correction or a expanding flat or running flat if it breaks it. Or alternatively, we could just end up with a regular flat where we actually remain range bound in this middle bit, and then we look to break down after the C wave. So that's what we're going to be keeping an eye on within this. Like I said, we can argue that it has potentially completed into this low here of this 295.5, but what we want to see come down to the smaller time frame. The way I was initially looking at this is potentially this is a 1, 2, this would then be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking for a fourth and a fifth. So we have actually come up here one more time. So potentially this could actually look to complete. If this is, what we'd then be looking for is basically this wave 2 here, and we'd want to see this play out in 3-wave move here. So there's always the possibility this could look to extend out where actually we've just had a shallow wave in here somewhere, but ideally I'd like to see it come back down one more time. So we can count it in 2 ways. We can either count it into this high where this becomes 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into here 4 and 5, and then actually we're looking for a flat correction. And then that would be looking at this rather as a 3-wave move. This is a 3-wave move, and then actually look to push down for a 5-wave move. If we do this, and we are looking just as a flat, then the target zone would be this 301 to this 299. If, however, we want to count this different and say that this is our fourth, and then we're getting a fifth wave here, then what we'd be looking for is actually to see a complete 3-wave move to the downside. And depending how this 3-wave move starts, effectively, then we could be looking for this. If it starts in a 5-wave move like this, then we'd be looking out for a zigzag. So that 5-wave move is going to be a bit of a tricky one because, like I said, we could also count this as a flat. So if we do move down into this zone, this 301 to this 299 as a 5-wave move, what I'd then be looking for is basically watching this move back to the upside here. And if we argue that we come down to this 50% and retest this support zone, what we'd be looking out for on the retracement to the upside would be this 786, this 303. If we fail to break through the 786 area, then we could actually see continuation to the downside again in a 5-wave move. So this is going to be a key area if we do break down in a 5-wave structure here, because then that'll set the tone as to whether this move is a flat correction here and then we just push to the upside, or alternatively we get like I said, that 5-wave move, we break down, we push up, get rejected again and come back down. If we lose this 297, then this option basically loses its validity. Well, not really, it just becomes less likely. This 295.5 is the invalidation point of this. And if we do look to push down one more time, effectively what I'd be looking out for would be to see whether this 291.9 area holds and this 282.9. Once we start to lose this key area, the 786, it becomes more likely that we're actually going to break through these lows. So obviously nothing's confirmed until it actually happens, but if we do actually lose this, it becomes less likely looking at it as a regular B wave. Sometimes we can get them, like I said, as a flat, and we could actually look to move past that 90% zone and then look for the C wave at a later date. But for the time being, this is what I'm currently tracking. If we do hold this zone, then we could be setting up for a bigger 5-wave move here, looking to push towards this 314 area for confirmation off of this 50% line. So if we do move down to the 50%, that would be our impulsive, typical impulse of the third wave. Then we'd be looking for this confirmation of this fourth wave over here, and then looking for another 5-wave structure to the upside for this fifth wave. So this is what I'm currently looking for. I'm still looking for that potential to push up for a C wave, but really, if we fail to break through this zone, like I said, we could just look at this rather as an additional wave in here, and then actually we look to push down lower. And if we do push down lower, what we'd be looking for then is the potential to actually come into this lower range here of this 274.9 area. So that's a zone that we could look to push down to if we fail to continue to hold these key areas. We were also talking about in the previous video, basically the possibility that we could have a more impulsive move to the downside brewing here. And that would be looking at this move slightly different. If I come out here, and we'd be looking at this potentially as a flat in here. The problem I have with this is that it is quite big in relation to this wave here, so I don't really like it. This is not really my preferred interpretation anymore, but it is still possible if we do start to break down from this point. If we do look at this in this way, really it would only get confirmed by a deeper move down towards this 169.6 area. But yeah, like I said, it's not the fact that we moved sideways so much with this as a flat. It took quite long in comparison to this first wave move here. So it's not my primary expectation, but we do have the potential to actually still form a five-wave structure from here. And the way that we would be looking at it is that potentially this could then become a wave one. Like I said, this could be a B wave or a wave two completed. And then we'd be on the lookout for a deeper corrective structure here, where this is actually a wave one as a diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It would be an expanding diagonal, which is, they are quite rare. This can also be an A wave, but what we'd be looking for is just for confirmation of a five-wave move here. We'd then be looking for the potential to actually drop to this 245.9, and that would be looking for this third wave completion. And then we'd be looking for that potential of a fourth wave coming back up and then having a fifth wave to the downside. So you can see that, like I said, this current area we have, there's not doesn't really fit the subwave counting for a five-wave move, but it could start to if we start to form this, for instance, as a five. We come back up in a three-wave move. We fail to take this high, then we start to break down deeper, get a fourth and a fifth. Then we can argue that potentially we've got some additional structures here, which could then look to actually push us down towards this zone of that 1.618, which what I forgot to mark it down, but we said it was. Let's just double check it. This 245.9. So this is something to look out for. If we do continue to get rejected between those 50% to that 786 of the moves to the downside here, of these key ranges, then we could continue to look for this drop deeper here. And like I said, past moving this 245.9 would actually give us good structure for a bigger five-way move. But currently there isn't that within the chart. So it's just something to keep an eye on. If we do start to break down deeper, that could be what's playing out here. So, but as long as we hold those key support zones, I am still looking for that potential that this could actually move to the upside one more time here. Whether it manages to reach that 1-to-1, or alternatively, we only move to towards that 618. 618 would be the minimum requirement we're looking for, which would actually be setting up a double top here. But 786 would be the next area that I'm looking at for confidence, and then finally that 1-to-1 if we do get that ABC up here. Okay, so I'm going to leave the video there. I hope you found it useful. If you did, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, turn on those bell notifications so you never miss a video, and leave us some feedback down below. Also in the description, you'll find a link to the Discord. Come check it out. It's free to join. Once in the general chat area, just add mention member staff. We'll be happy to help you out with anything you may need. Also in the description, you'll find affiliate links for both PrimeXBT and BYBIT, both great exchanges that we use on a regular basis. Check them out if you don't have an account with them. Using the affiliate link does help support the channel, and we do appreciate it. Everyone, have a great weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.